Can I put the woman underneath the bed?
Yeah, there's room enough for you to shove
Do
her
that
under. She wasn't a
relatively
very big
quickly.
lady.
I probably should go ahead and find a way to feed it soon.
I've been riding horses since I was a young'un. I ain't gonna stop now.
A crystal ball, which kind of fits the aesthetic.
Is there a human skull over there?
I recommend you keep it civil, my guy. Or it will be the worst night of your life.
I'm an angel! Sorry, I have to play it. It is what it is.
She's putting on the spooky music for us, Crowley.
Completely different feeling to the music.
I am concerned.
The mood with the locations are
I have been
vastly
concerned
different.
upon.
Well, I mean, come on. We just saw a couple guys get dusted right in front of us, Crowley. Being completely at ease and in a jovial mood probably ain't the best feeling.
At least you guys didn't see a demon horse completely decimate a whole family.
Well, you didn't see it. You just saw the aftermath.
It's the aftermath.
I mean,
Yeah, we didn't have to deal with a demon horse. Go ahead and take our old mind for a ride.
I gotta find my motorcycle. God damn.
Well, that's right. Your motorcycle's still missing, isn't it?
Yep.
Now, I don't know about the car.
And I think so far I'm probably the only one in the group that hasn't fed yet. So that might be something that needs to get taken care of soon, too.
Yep. All
well,
right. Well, where we left off, yes, you definitely got to see some vampires get dusted, and, well, I mean, Griller had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Did the blasting too.
Yep. And a little bit of a back and forth as Maldavis has found definitely a sense of curios at the birth of two new fledglings seemingly on the same day. And she has at least done her best to give a quick, just what you need to know, at least at this moment. Of course, you're going to need to know more, but for tonight, this is really all you're going to need. She's going to leave you in Griller's care, for he at least is trying to set up a safe house for, specifically it was for Rune, but you know, we might have to make a little bit of adjustments. And Maldavis does promise to you, Theo, that once she knows things calms down, once things are safe, she'll send for you and she'll give you she'll tell you what she knows about what most likely happened to you.
Thank you for the offer. Although, if what little I've experienced is anything to go by, I rarely think things are ever safe.
She tells you not safe, but at least there's moments of quiet.
The
That's
calm
really
before
all.
the storm.
That's really all that I strive for. That's really all that this will ever be for us.
Thank you.
She tells you to be safe. I don't think you have any enemies or anything like that, but just don't try to make a lot of noise and you should be okay.
Quiet as a church mouse, I'll try.
She looks over to you, Rune. Just kind of gives you a, hmm. And she's going to look over to Griller and she's going to thank him. Tell him that honestly he probably just caused more problems than really helped. He kind of smiles at that. But, you know, she still appreciates him being there. It went better than it possibly could have. Well, he tells her to get out of here before they come back. That's his plan. So, you don't know where your motorcycle is, so that's the first thing that we need to figure out. Then we need to get you back home before the sun rises.
I think there might be a couple of available motorcycles outside now. Try to make a reckoning.
He tells you there's probably at least one. Let's go check.
Oh, one will do.
And he's going to head on outside, as there is 2 motorcycles actually that have been left behind for, well, there were 2 people that were shot and got dusted. And I mean they look exactly the same. They have the red color scheme with a little bit of the gray from just the metallic silver, I guess would be the best way to put it. But the logo itself, that is gray silver, is a wolf with the words Wolfpack. And well, yeah, Gorilla kind of gives a nod. He tells the 2 of you to mount up. He's gonna give someone a call.
Right?
Arch an eyebrow. Don't remember ever using one of these before.
Have you ever rode a bicycle?
No.
Well, I guess you'll just have to ride with me. I look at the 2 motorcycles and I want to see which one has the bigger engine. I'm gonna take that one.
They're identical.
They're identical.
So, yeah. Really, the only difference is one has like a scratch on the side of it, and the other one doesn't. But besides that, they're identical.
I'll take the non-scratched one.
There you go.
Let's see how long that lasts.
Excuse you? Are you insinuating something?
What
Nothing
happened to your
this.
last bike?
I would love to know.
Well, Griller's gonna step aside. Maybe you can still hear him. He's calling someone. He's asking him a few questions. Just asking, all right, hey, what'd you learn? And he waits for a bit. Yeah, you've never used a motorcycle, so...
Yeah. Even if I had in the past, I probably don't remember.
Right. Well, I mean, you watch as, you know, Rune gets up on there, starts it, gives it a few revs. I mean, checking it out. It's a good ride. It's probably identical, honestly, to the one you have, at least in quality. It's clearly the 2 people that were dusted. That the man that was in charge most likely has the best bike.
Could I,
Some spray paint for this logo here.
By observing Rune, could I figure out how basically it is operated and try with the other bike rather than riding next to him? At which point, I mean, I do have the, I believe it's eidetic memory or photographic memory.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you don't have any drive skills, I'm checking. Yeah.
No, what?
Roll for me a mental and then add an extra die for your...
Can I hold the back of the bicycle for him and just push him forward?
So that would be 5d10 then?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, big brain, don't fail me now. Oh, hey. Let me just go ahead and copy and paste for you.
Yeah. 666.
And yeah, 3 successes and 1 critical success.
That's really good. All right. Yeah, you watch. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's all you have to really worry about is, I mean, turn it on, take off the kickstand. You can see that he basically like grabs his hand around, pulls, as that's where it seems to let out the revving. So, I mean, you kind of just watch what he does. Sure, he hasn't moved it quite yet, but you have an idea that, alright, here's the brakes, this is what's gonna make it go, it's gonna make it not. It seems, not that this seems familiar to you, but it seems to make at least sense. Like, something in your memory at least is guiding this.
So it feels like I'm not mentally remembering, but more instinctually remembering. Kind of like an old muscle memory from the past.
Something, yeah.
Okay. I can try to work with that.
And you hear Griller just ask a few more questions, like, asking about an incident. Griller also asks about the, this someone will know about this one, but he's asking about the nurse. And he's also asking about Rune's bike. Finally, he hangs up the phone. As he's talking to you, Rune, Griller tells you that he's got some good news. Tells you, one, he knows where your bike is.
Alright.
He also knows where your car is.
Okay. Good news.
Well, he tells you your car's been impounded.
Oh.
He says you've been in a wreck. Car accident.
That would explain the hospital.
Now, he doesn't know why someone decided to bring you back, nor does he know who did it, but he says there's somebody looking into it. He tells you that your name's been cleared. He says that this person has claimed that you were checked out by a police officer that has also taken care of that nurse that you got. Tells you that your name should be cleared, but he says if you want to even try to salvage the car, you should probably wait till tomorrow. But honestly, from how he's kind of spelt it to me, he tells you it's probably not worth it.
Noted.
But he tells you your bike's back at your apartment. It seems like it's been untouched.
Great.
Just a little bit of graffiti.
What? Son of a bitch.
Yeah. He tells you it doesn't seem to be anyone he's concerned about. So you know what? He asks if you had some, I don't know, any rival gangs that you were in. He asks if you're even in a gang, kid.
Oh, I wouldn't call it gang, no. Not really. Roll about with some boys. That's about it. Not really into the criminal activities.
I'm gonna give you a pat on the back, and he tells you keep it that way. He tells you that joining a group kind of takes away the purpose, doesn't it? Well, he's gonna ask if you two are ready to go.
I don't know about him. Maybe you should do a practice round around the freaking inside here before we go anywhere.
That might be wise. But also, considering the state of the owners of these motorcycles, I'm assuming
one. Spray paint the other one.
I think that maybe having them be anywhere near where your domicile or where we're staying will be is risky.
Well, you don't say so.
So, do we have a game plan of disposal?
Griller says, in all honesty, he was gonna take them and strip them down for parts.
That's fine by us. We'll go leave them in the alleyway, a couple blocks away from where we are. You can go pick them up whenever it's convenient.
Alright, sounds good to him.
All right.
He'll have you lead the way then, Rune, since you know where you're
Oh, wait, before we go anywhere, I want to see this practice round.
Oh, God. What do you want me to roll for trying to drive a bike for
The first
by
time.
instinct alone?
You got balance.
got some athletics and dexterity, but not an amazing amount.
Yeah, that's really gonna be your best bet for you with athletics and dexterity. It's your highest. Nothing else is
Okay.
really gonna be too great. Don't have a drive.
Yep. Nope. Maybe in the past life, this character got driven everywhere.
Yeah.
Ubers, especially.
Or maybe in the past life you were a NASCAR driver. We'll never know.
Yep.
Only one way to
So
find out.
5d10 then?
Yes.
Not as successful as the last roll, I'm afraid. I think we only walked away with one success on that. So it's going to be squirrely at best. But no
Alright.
critical failures, so
Yeah, there you go.
thankfully.
Alright, well, I mean, it's pretty wibbly wobbly as you drive around, and Griller asks if you had anything to eat, kid.
No.
He tells you that's the problem. Alright, he says we're gonna make a detour. He's gonna get you kids something to eat.
All right.
Doesn't sound.
If you want, you can, I mean, it's pretty wibbly wobbly. You're definitely gonna be behind. If you want, you can ride with one of them then, and you can just leave the bike here. It's up to you. Or you can just go for it.
The only way
To
to
learn.
learn is by doing.
Right on, brother. Right on.
Yes.
I mean, my character's mostly a mental character, so he's going to take any opportunity he can to learn.
Seems like he's also a little bit stubborn.
Yes!
Yeah.
He's lost so much, he's not going to let go of one iota of what he has left.
All
You
right,
said
well,
that as if you wish that were the case.
well, if you want, you can give me one more dexterity athletics. See if it does better. Maybe. you
Please
can
don't
catch
be
yourself.
worse. Please
but-
don't be worse. Oh, it was worse.
Yeah, they're gonna be going faster.
It's-
Now there's cars.
Yeah, now there's cars. I'm just gonna paste this here and let you go ahead and decide what you want to do with that.
Yeah, it's still one success. It's basically the same.
Yeah, with the failure though.
Yeah. Alright, well. One thing for sure, Rune, that you'll have to notice with you and Griller is you are going much slower than you normally would. You're cruising it, thank goodness it's late at night. Not only that, but you hear a lot of, I don't know if Theo's much of a cursor, but definitely noises of close calls, put it that way. There's not too many people on the roads. Honestly, the difficulty is there's a lot of parked cars along the sides of the streets.
Would I be able to, with my 3 drive skill, flip around on my bicycle backwards and say, "You doing all right back there?"
Oh,
Do
freaking
it.
showing
Go ahead.
off!
Okay, what
You're
do I
gonna-
roll
you're
for that
gonna-
one?
You're gonna go ahead.
What do I roll for that one?
I'll see what your highest is. So for you would be, yeah, your dexterity and your drive. It'd be a 6 for you.
All right.
Don't roll multiple failures. All right. This
Well-
is gonna go very poorly.
Hey, my bike is still somewhere. I don't care about this damn thing.
I'm more worried about your face.
That'll be
Like-
fine.
He's undead. It can't hurt him.
Exactly.
Let's see. How do I use this rolling website?
Okay, so what you're gonna do is, since you have 60-10, is where it says full roll.
Yeah.
The first number in the parentheses you'll put 6, and the second number after the D you'll put 10. And as long as you leave the very first number 1 and you click roll, it'll do a single roll of 6d10.
Do I copy? I didn't do great.
If you want, just
Really didn't
copy
do-
the history and just paste it in chat.
Well, you got 1 crit, 2 failures. Love it. So you want to do like a spin maneuver to go like backwards then. So you turn as it wobbles. You feel yourself a little bit unsteady, a little bit not fatigued, but maybe it's the trauma from the day. Maybe you're still not even quite entirely sure it's a dream.
Maybe it's a little bit of the old.
Like this probably isn't. You give that turn as it shakes, and you watch as Rune doesn't fall off his bike. No, but you see him go for like he tries to show off, give a spin as it wobbles, gets caught, as he then has to like catch himself and then put his foot and fix it.
Not familiar
real
with
quick.
this motorcycle.
Yep.
Blame the horse, not the rider. Sure.
Well, excuse me, but the last time I heard about a horse story, it did not go very well.
So, I mean, if that gives you some confidence, there you go. You at least gonna watch Rune almost eat it as well. But after that, it looks like he keeps whatever he's gonna say to himself as he levels himself out and keeps going. But, I mean, Griller really has not paid any attention. He's just been cruising along, going at a slow pace, but he seems to be at least enjoying himself. It's not until you guys reach an underpass a little bit out of the ways he's going to stop you. He's gonna have you guys get off your bikes, put your kickstands up. He's gonna motion on over to what looks to be, and there's only just a few tents underneath this overpass, but some sort of little small shanty town, if that's what you would like to call it. A little campsite that's been set up of most likely people that are homeless. It's early in the morning. You can tell all of them have gone to sleep, for it is December. It is rather cold now as it's gotten later and later. It's probably dropping now. Not too cold, but by the water, the wind that blows, it feels like it's closer to the 50s, honestly. And he's going to address both of you. Alright. Now he's going to tell you, kid, and he's motioning over to you, Rune, that he knows for a fact this is going to be your kind of taste. He tells you he knows what your beast is looking for. He tells you use your nose, you'll find the best one. He tells you, Theo, that he's not quite sure exactly what it is that you hunger for. And this may not be the best thing that you'll taste, but he tells you it's what we got. He tells you both to get in, get out, be quiet, and just let instinct take over. Tells you good luck.
A quick question. Considering I was in captivity and tested for quite some time, I'm assuming this is probably not Theo's first feeding, that he's probably fed once or twice before. So he'll have an inkling on what getting food is for him these days. That being said, if he's running mostly on instincts, would trying to be quiet, would it automatically trigger his natural talents, if you will, for trying to get in and getting out unobserved?
Honestly, since that is kind of what your training's been led, it'll definitely kind of put you in some sort of instinct mode. So for you, it would be your dexterity and your stealth.
Okay. Alright, so this definitely isn't shadowing, so that would only be 7. Yeah. 7 D10. Okay. Oh, dice, be nicer to me, please. Just because you have a lot of dice you can roll doesn't mean you're always going to have the best results.
That's
Pretty good, but I don't
crits
like
and
that
success.
crit failure mixed in there.
I know. Okay. Alright. And, Rune, how are you going to go about this? Because the last time that you experienced, I guess what he's talking about is, well,
I didn't have a good time.
Odd.
Um,
Yeah. But, I mean, you're watching as Theo honestly seemed to have understood what he was saying as he crouches down and he starts slinking his way on over, and he's pretty dang quiet. I mean, it is just right now rough terrain. It's just black asphalt, so it's not like he has much to avoid, but it seems like he's at least gone into some sort of killer instinct. You don't really have that urge, so what would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna apprehensively follow his advice and follow my literal nose. I'm gonna start smelling.
All right. Give me a. Let's do a wits and an awareness. So 5 for you.
Okay.
I'd say give me 6 because you do have your. I think it's a flaw technically for you.
Okay, well that's better than
Your
last
addiction.
time.
Okay. Yeah, there's no fails in there at least. So that's
Yeah, and a crit success. You sure there isn't a little gangrel mixed into that brouhaha?
Listen, I took the instructions quite literal.
Right. Alright, you kind of follow along with him, but you more so focus as you sniff. Sniff, and you can smell. Yeah, there it is. It smells like a bar. A cheap biker. Everything that you're. Even the tobacco that reeks. As you are led. And there is a tent that instantly calls to you. Maybe not to you, but something that calls within. As you make your way closer, this tent seems to be like an army green. As you can smell, oh man, you could use a good drink. One that'll make this insane mess of a night just clear away. It smells strong as you make your way inside the tent. Theo, you focus on your sound as you can tell that he's not as quiet. He's like sniffing. He honestly seems a little bit more hound-like as he approaches, but he clearly catches a whiff as he bloodhounds is no other way to put it, as he just like a hunter finds the one that he wants and is already making his way towards the entrance to unzip it. There are there's a few others, about 4 others for you to pick from, so none of them really call to you more than the other. All of them, well, they all seem peaceful. You can't really see much inside. Yeah, nothing really draws you to one. Which one would you like to pick? There is 2 on the left or 2 on the right from the one that Rune decided to pick.
Anything differentiating them at all? That
Besides the color of the tent, and one's a little bit smaller, one's a little bit blockier. For the moment, you don't notice anything too different. If you want, you can roll me an awareness to maybe try to listen or focus on anything else. If you want to, it would be a mental awareness.
Yeah, I think mental awareness, at least try to go ahead and go for whoever the deepest sleeper is, because I do not want to risk anyone waking up during this.
Right, yeah.
But if I could pick anything else up on top of that, so let's see here, what you need. So mental awareness, so that'll be a 5?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh, nice. No critical successes this time, but no critical failures and a bit of successes.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's better than how it's been. Alright. You listen in. First instinct is, okay, who's breathing the There is one tent that, I wouldn't say it's snoring, but it's definitely, the person has a little bit of a, maybe their nose is stuffy, hard to say, but a little bit of a gasp. But really the only other thing that you pick up on is you hear scampering. And it's not really towards any of the tents. It seems like it kind of comes from closer to the water, the edge of the water. You kind of look out, you don't see anything, but you feel almost like you're being watched. But besides that, as your attention is kind of drawn back, it seems the yellow tent is the one that the person breathes the deepest.
Do not like the fact that I'm being observed. Sets me at unease. But if there was a danger, I'm sure the person that brought us here would have already made alarm. Yeah, we would know if we were in true danger. So I'll try to keep a mind on the direction that came from and try to, as quietly and as stealthily, access the yellow tent.
Okay. Both of you have picked your tents as you make your way on inside. For you, Rune, in the green tent, what you see is an older man, probably closer to his 60s. And boy, oh boy, his tent it reeks. It reeks of what a mixture of alcohol, most of it just being liquors. Most of it being liquors, with that kind of awful tinge of beer. There's a lot of bottles in here that you notice will probably make some noise if you kick any of them over, so you'll have to be quiet and stealthy about that. But not only that, there's a lot of just trash bags. If you had to guess by the smell, thinks he's just scavenged by going through trash cans. Seems like he's also the kind of person who collects just these bottles, not just for what he's drinking, but you see some plastic ones that have been squished, and ones that he's probably collected just to recycle for a little bit of extra money.
Not doing the environment a favor. What a good man.
Yeah, there you go. He sleeps in a sleeping bag that could definitely use a good wash, especially it looks like he eats and drinks on this thing. But honestly, it just smells like, with that tinge of tobacco, it just smells like a biker bar, in all honesty. Most people that you spend your time with don't have homes either and are always just on the road. He smells... He doesn't smell like food, like a meal or anything like that. If anything, you feel thirsty. Your throat is dry. And the more that you can smell, it's as if that smell kind of quenches that thirst, but it's still just not enough. You need something else. You need a little bit more. So, if you don't want to wake him up, go ahead and roll for me. And you don't have stealth, but you do have dexterity, so I guess go ahead and roll me your dex. That'll be a 3 for you.
Please don't smash
Big
the
total.
bottle.
Just kick it.
Yeah, just like you're absolute silent, just about to bite down, and then all of a sudden I hear like an absolute cacophony in the tent next to me.
It's like falls.
Oh, good.
Shit. Oh god.
Wow, it's all going to hell.
So, Rune feels a pretty good temptation to consume, right?
To drink.
Drink.
Yes. Not,
Hey.
overpowering.
So not overpowering.
No, I mean, it's not like you can't control yourself, but you definitely are drawn. Like, you are thirsty and someone is handing you a nice cup of water. Cold, chilled, all of it.
I'm gonna say Rune leaves.
Alright.
Told to follow your instincts by your buddy Growler.
Maybe that was his instinct.
Okay.
Alright, you take it in, look around, and you leave. Make your way on out. Theo, you make your way inside the red tent, the one that person seemed to be at least breathing the deepest. Maybe they have a little bit of sleep apnea, it's hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
But you make your way inside, slowly unzipping this one. As you get a peek inside, well, this one looks like there are two people that are sleeping in here.
Mm-hmm.
There is what looks to be an older man, probably, man, he might just look worse, but he looks like he's probably in his 50s, though he may not be that old.
Mm.
It honestly just seems like he's worked a hard life. And also in the tent is what looks to be a younger girl. She's in her own sleeping bag next to him. She's probably maybe in her young teenage years. It looks like they both have some of their things in backpacks that they own. Not only that, but they have what looks to be some cards and some sketches that she probably uses to pass the time. Things that she's drawn. There's not much in here besides that and a little bit of the leftovers of the trash of the food that they ate. You can tell that most of the noise, of course, comes from the older man who sleeps on his back. Young girl is quiet in deep sleep. What would you like to do?
Which one looks to be in better health?
Definitely the younger girl. I mean, she's still youthful. Her blood is coursing through strong, thick. Maybe she could use a little bit more water, but she's doing much better than her dear old daddy. Or grandpa. We're assuming here.
Do I have any money on me? Or I probably wouldn't, considering.
Probably not, yeah.
Damn. Alright. Well then, I'm going to, as quietly and as carefully, sample the young lady, and I am going to try to control myself enough that I do not cause her any lasting harm.
Roll me a willpower. So it'll be your composure and your resolve. Good old, whew, that's a 5 for you.
Yeah.
Good.
Don't want to go ahead and leave any reason for someone to...
That didn't sound like a good noise.
No, that's not
No,
good.
that is not a good
Oh,
noise.
no.
Oh, no.
That is not a good roll.
I think I hear a murder.
Oh, oh no.
There's
That
one
is
in there.
2 crit fails.
2 critical failures, only 1 success, and then 2 fails.
Alright. Well, you choose. She looks to be in much better health. She would probably handle it better. You go on over to the younger girl as you take a bite. And the first thing that you notice as everything goes dark is you hear what sounds to be a voice, a whisper. It doesn't have just one voice. It's like a cacophony of voices.
Mm-hmm.
And you swear you've heard this before.
That same voice that said I was lost, right?
You hear it once again. Are you lost? And as soon as that blood hits your tongue, you are cloaked in impenetrable shadow. All that you can focus on is as it floods into your mouth, that warm, cleansing. It just takes away all that pain, all of that, just that constant empty feeling. And you hear this whisper again. You should not be here. For a while, you lose any concept of what lies around you, as you can feel movement, shadow surrounds you in this tent. It's almost as if it moves, breathes, pulsates. And as you feel the flood of liquid, there is a whisper again. Child of the conformist, imposed to walk the road of bones. And now your focus is uncontrolled as you then try to pull yourself out, but what holds firm upon you doesn't let you go. It's almost as if you're being pulled in this void, this shadow inside this tent, the sensation that you feel. And you can feel the darkness. It feels to stretch and expand, surround you and consume you. It's suffocating, but there is no breath. It pierces, but you feel no flesh. And you finally hear a voice. This one, male. Get me out. As you are able to pull yourself out, kind of catch yourself, get off this poor girl you've been drinking on for a while, as you look down and she still breathes, but she looks a lot paler than what you intended to leave her at. But to your surprise, the wound that you left on her neck, it seems to heal itself, really without any effort on your end.
Thinking to myself, thank goodness for small blessings. That final voice, though, that's new. As though something was calling me to free them. From what or where? With that moment, I will do my best to exit the tent without making any more commotion than I have already caused.
Make your way on out.
Making sure that it looks as though I was never there.
Alright. You're a shadow. Well, Rune beat you. He's already out. Rune, what did you want to do as you left?
Look back in the tent. Bring out the wallet. Take out 20, throw it in. Head back to the bikes.
Oh, we got so many angels. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you make your way on back. Griller looks at you. He doesn't say anything. He just gives you a nod. As he's leaning on his bike. Just waiting.
I sell my bike and wait. Well,
That's how you doing, kid.
sit there in silence.
Have you ever heard someone speak to you during it?
Who are you talking to? Me or Griller?
I'm more talking to myself,
Oh,
but standing between both of you. You know, more verbalizing the experience you just went through.
Sorry.
He looks over at you. Yeah, I see what you mean. He's gonna light
Like-
up a cigar.
Like you're consumed by darkness, and through that, a voice demanding escape, release, to be let out, to not be trapped in the shadows. Almost. Something, maybe something, I don't know how to describe it. Just felt old.
It tells you he's never heard anything. But the experience is different for everybody. He says perhaps your beast has a voice. It tells you he's sorry for that.
I definitely can say I ain't heard no voices yet that I'm aware of. I like really wanted that. Those just normal cigars? Or there's something special with those things?
He looks at you, he asks what you mean by special.
Well, can't drink whiskey. I can still smoke. Is there like human blood in it? Or is it tobacco?
He's gonna pass over the cigar to you.
I'll take it.
It seems like a normal cigar. Not really, I mean, it looks like a normal one. It hits like a normal one. Doesn't
Alright,
seem
it's
like-
normal. Good news. I'm gonna take out my lighter. I'm just gonna enjoy.
Well, Griller tells you, Theo, that really is only advice. Write down everything it says, as annoying it may get. He says it'll be nice to know what it has to say. Who knows, it might be able to get you out of pickle at some point. It doesn't want to die either.
Well, if there's some way that so you're saying that it could be useful if there's a way I could work with it. But if I can't, it's something that I'm going to have to work against.
Tells you he can't tell you yes or no, but that's just his assumption.
So much that I don't know. So much that I feel like I'm missing. I need
Well, it
time
tells
and
you
I need
once you-
information.
He tells you once you start getting this knowledge, this information, you go ahead and let him know. He tells you that that's kind of part of the whole thing. He says you're going to be confused until you're finally Ash.
Hmm. Isn't that the way of it? The more you know, the more you realize that you need to know. Every question answer leads to more questions to be asked.
He tells you it's better not to know what lies behind every corner. It only makes this existence more unbearable. And besides, if you don't know about it, then you don't have to worry about it.
If I don't know about it, it can still be the end of me. So why wouldn't I worry about it regardless?
He chuckles at that as he smokes a cigar. He says he'll figure it out, kid. He can't tell you how to do it. You'll do it your own way. If obsessing about it is your way, then he just go for it. But his advice, none of it matters. Just have fun.
None of it matters, just have fun. I I have a feeling that that's just not my way. But I thank you for the advice regardless.
He chuckles. He tells you not yet. Not yet.
I'm gonna put my cigar out in my own hand. I don't kinky like that. I'm gonna say, so we're gonna talk about turning to ash and hanging out in this hobo camp, or are we gonna go somewhere?
Well, since you're such a skilled writer, why don't you lead?
Alright.
Yeah, he says if you both are well fed, let's go.
Hopping on.
I need to reroll a writing stat. I'm worried, okay?
I would say not unless you want to try to maybe go faster, you know, do a bit like, you know, improve.
How about just doing better, if not faster?
Yeah, there you then go ahead and give me a roll then.
Okay, that was
Otherwise,
six.
you're
You
gonna
wouldn't,
be
what,
doing
like
the
10,
same
20
old
miles or
shaky-
something?
Well, that's a little better, but at the same time, not amazing. So there we go. 2 successes, 2 almost successes,
That's pretty good. No
but no
fails.
failures like
Well, that's a
critically.
definite improvement.
Alright, yeah, you're getting at least a little bit of a handle, quite literally, on it, keeping it balanced. You notice that going slow really isn't the best. If you can pick up the speed a bit, it's actually a lot easier.
It maintains its own balances more it's in movement.
Big brain.
Big.
So as you start to understand it a little bit better, you improve. You're actually able to keep up. They're still going at a slow pace, of course, but you're able to keep up as you guys make your way into the, well, our friend here, as you're going to learn, our friend Rune here, didn't really live in the greatest of areas. Alright.
As long as it's not a locked cell where I can only come
Well,
and go when
actually,
I'm.
it's kind of similar.
Wow, funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Alright.
So how long have you lived in an abandoned prison?
It's not that bad. Oh,
Right.
too much imagination on this one.
Alright. You guys make your way into the rougher side, the southeast Chicago, as you make your way into good old, gotta love it, Riverdale. I know we've heard it once before today already.
Riverdale.
They're gonna stop a few blocks out as you alert. So you guys make your way into, now it's getting closer to 3, 4 in the morning. So it is quiet out on the streets. But you make your way into a little alleyway. As you get off the bikes, Griller says that he'll take care of it. He's going to point kind of down the way, ask if that one's you.
Sorry, what?
He's gonna have point kind of like down the way, down the street a bit, and he's gonna ask if that building there is you.
Over there? Yeah. That's the one.
That's me.
He tells you that he'll be back tomorrow. He'll grab you both and he'll get you to an actual safe house. He tells you this place won't be a bad... It won't be a bad haven when you're in a tight spot, but he recommends you spend more time in the haven that Nita's going to set up. He says he hopes you got plenty of locks on it, though.
Oh, don't you know? I go into my pocket. I bring out this giant thing of keys. I got some locks. That's not an issue.
Yeah, he actually, you see a slight smile as he nods. You pull out this wand that you probably use to hit people, because ow.
That's not my
He
style.
nods, and he tells both you boys then to get inside and wait until the sun is completely down. Even if for some reason you wake up a little bit early, he says that you do not step foot until the sun is down. He says that if you have time, board up any and all windows if it's not done already.
Well, I work the night shift. Pretty much covered. I will make double shift.
Good. Alright. We'll see you both in the morning.
Alright.
Tells you, Theo.
Mm.
That he's got a good person looking out for you. So she's maybe a little gung-ho, but he tells you with her looking out for her, I think you'll do just fine. He's gonna rev up the motorcycle to start it up again. He's gonna kind of give you both almost like a salute. As for the moment, he's going to drive off and leave the 2 motorcycles here.
You said he'd be back from anyway, so.
Yep.
Alright. Then I let Rune lead on.
Alright. Yeah.
So you make your way into your small apartment that, I mean, already the area is pretty rough. The first thing that you look for, because, you know, this is what's important to you,
Bike.
your bike.
Yeah.
And you find it where you left it. The only difference being is it does look like there's been something spray painted on it.
What is it?
It looks like all that it is someone tried to mess up some of your decals and they just like sprayed over it.
Oh,
Like
that's
someone
fine. I
was
can
just
just stick on some
angry
more.
and just tried to, yeah, is what it looks like.
Alright, well, I start unlocking my. Go down the stairs, a little stairwell, and start unlocking the 10 damn locks. It takes probably a minute or two.
Yeah, he stands there and he unlocks one, has a different key for almost each and every one you watch as he goes through. Probably doesn't really make you feel much better about this place, but...
Paranoid much?
Right.
Well, I
And when
mean,
you got a
if
security
he
business, you gotta take advantage, man.
if he lives in a rough neighborhood, that there is 2 things that I noticed by that. One, his door takes a while to get into, which means he'd rather go and fight someone on the street than fight him in his house. Which, priorities. But also, it also means that he probably has something in a house that he doesn't want a lockpick to get into too easily.
Let my girl.
Mm.
Well, you unlock it, you head on inside. So, your apartment's not big at all. Is it a messy apartment? Because I can't imagine that you keep it very clean.
It's a mess, but it's an organized mess. There's the pile of laundry. There's the pile of clean laundry. The occasional tin can out of place. And he's fixed.
Probably alcohol bottles, but...
Yes,
right?
I can't deny it.
This is definitely the pad of someone who lives alone. And, you know, their priorities are definitely elsewhere. They keep the place organized. It definitely has that smell of alcohol. If you had to guess, it's probably been spilt on the carpet in many places.
Is there a tub in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Is there a window in the bathroom?
No.
Do you have a spare sheet that I could use?
There's the couch, too. I mean, we're underground. The only windows are covered. Goddamn. I'll bet if you're so inclined, go ahead, take a blanket. I got a cupboard somewhere, I'm sure, with one.
All right, then
Do
I
as
will,
you wish.
I will scrounge around for a blanket, and then I will sleep in the tub. It's the most secure room with the least likely of anything possibly being thrown through a window.
Hey, while
that-
he's doing this, I'm locking my door.
Yeah.
Lock your extra locks, of course, now that you're on the other side. Alright, and you're getting yourself set up in the bathtub.
Yeah.
You could
The
probably
way
just
Theo
clean it
looks at
first.
it, is it's the most secure room.
As he's
in
doing
the
that, I was
entire
like,
place.
I would look inside. Do you want to take one of my mattress cushions?
I've slept on a stone floor for as long as I can remember. This is an upgrade.
Just take the damn cushions, boy. I throw them in, whether he wants them or not.
It's not like I'm going to actually feel anything.
I don't care. Do what you want. I go to my bedroom. I'll talk to you in the morning. Slam. And click, lock, lock, lock.
Okay.
Well, you get yourself kind of as cozy as you can in the bathtub. That definitely could probably use to get cleaned more than it does. Use a sheet, lay on down. And it's dark. There's no windows, nothing. Just a little bit of light from what comes through the door. And you feel once again just as you lay there, try not to think about the day too much. The shadows, the darkness around you just feel like they kind of press in. Like not suffocating, but it feels like you're cloaked in one too many blankets and it's starting to get uncomfortably warm to the point where it's even a little bit harder to breathe, but then that feeling of something watching.
Does it feel like the watching is coming from within?
Feels like it's coming from within, around, behind, up, down, all around. It just feels like you are being watched, and darkness, walls, tub, none of that really is obscuring it from looking at you.
Probably me. I'm on my phone looking at the fucking webcams. Like,
Sure, your cameras are good.
I don't think I got one in the bathroom.
Fair.
L. Try to go ahead and focus on that darkness. If I could try to will myself into more of a meditative state and maybe try to work with it instead of making it into an adversary. Maybe use that warmth in a way that keeps me warm tonight. Use those shadows as something rather than pushing down on me, more something that moves through me.
Okay. Roll for me then a mental and an occult. This wouldn't count as blood magic, so.
Oh,
just-
of course, no.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, what, a 7?
Yes.
Okay. Well then, no critical failures this time. I'm glad for that, but you know, more dice does mean more chance for everything.
Right. It's not always good.
But there we go. 3 9s.
Oh wow, 999. Okay. You try to come at it with a peaceful mind. Not one of fear, not one of rejection, not even one of dominance. Just try to find some comfort in this feeling. And it takes some time until finally you push past this feeling of pressure and this feeling of not quite control, but almost like leeching, as if it's trying to take from you, and you find yourself in into a slumber. It's much more violent than it was when you for humans. It's not one that you kind of just fall into, one that is a hard shift. From you are a walking corpse to now, at least until the sun goes down, you're just a bag of bones.
Bag of bones.
Rune,
Yeah.
make sure that all your security systems are good to go.
I check and
Try
see
to-
if the motion camera detected who painted my bike.
Yeah, it looks like it was. I mean, it had to be a kid. By the looks of it, it's probably like a 17-year-old.
Shitty little shit.
Yeah, and I mean, he didn't just paint yours. You can tell there was another bike that was there as well that he painted, and a car that he painted as well.
You just got a hold of a can of spray paint and went to town.
Yep.
Evidently.
Definitely seems like there was anger behind it for sure.
Oh, teen angst. Nothing like it.
Maybe.
Maybe
But-
your bike looked a lot like his dad that left for cigarettes a while back.
I know that feeling. Alright, so I'll lay down on the bed, and as I'm laying, I'm gonna go into the bed frame, grab out my shotgun, and lay towards the door, and pass out with it pointing towards the door.
Yes.
Go.
Alright. And you two find yourself much easier into that. As soon as you get into your natural position of how you usually sleep, it's just a quick shift of dead. Now, for you, Theo. Sounds so excited.
There's so many unknowns, you know?
Alright. Ooh, I actually gotta go back to Los Angeles for this. I think it's where the music is for this one. Yep. It's a little too spooky. There we go, now we're getting closer.
Is it worrying me that she's looking something up? Maybe a little bit.
Just a little.
Alright. It is dark. You cannot move. You cannot breathe, but it's not really something that you need to do. Something that you can do. It feels like you're in a dark, dark room. And it's not that you're tied down. It's like you're floating.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, you see that in this darkness, there's shapes that kind of dart. They seem to be small. Honestly, these shapes dog-like, but maybe if a dog was a little bit smaller yet, like a real buff Chihuahua, smaller but a lot more denser is the shape, as they kind of just dart around. They really don't seem to pay any or all attention to you, as you just kind of exist in this space. But what you do notice is this essence around you that holds you, that right now that controls at least your subconscious, is it's hungry. What it's hungry for, it's hard to tell. It doesn't seem to be hungry for you, but you know that it wants something. But you're not quite sure how long you're in this state of things just coming and going, and you hear nothing, you really feel nothing, you can't really even see much of anything besides this darkness, but you do have this strange connection as, well, you too feel hungry all the time. But that's really as far as your really process can get to really understanding what's happening as you awake the next day in the tub. I mean, the kinks really only last for a little bit. Go ahead and roll me 1d6. Let's find out if you're starting out hungry.
1d6 it is. You mean 1d10, right?
I did it again.
It's okay. It's okay.